they're better than they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a tough time for everybody. So yeah,
Yeah. Take care.
appreciate
Yeah. Sorry for
it.
that. Yeah.
That's okay. I'll be here tonight. I'll listen to class probably after this tonight. I'll listen to last night's what I missed. So
Sure. Sure. No problem.
yeah.
Welcome to the session, guys. We are in Agentic AI course where and about me, I'm Prashant and working as a lead Gen AI developer, and I'm here for Gen and Agentic AI course trainer in KSI Institute. And my main goal are the KSR Institute main goal is to raise the students from scratch to success and to grow the students from the beginners to a champions. Right, so that's where the course has been started with SQL, Python, with the basic, and we are traveling towards the agentic AI. Of course, there is still more story left, but I mean, we are here now. So, as part of yesterday class, what we have discussed is we have looked into we were able to install VS Code in our systems, and I hope you guys also are equipped with the VS Code now, because from today and we were working with the Python code in VS Code only, right? So I mean, VS Code or PyCharm, anything is fine, but I prefer VS Code because its capability is more the Copilot assistance, and coming to the integration with Copilot, right? VS Code is the top and most in one of the IDs, and it supports all the things, and certain automations also is there. So I won't mind if you are using PyCharm or different IDE, that's fine. But as part of this code, I will be doing the things in VS Code. And yesterday, after installing the VS Code, we have looked into the data types in machine learning or data science, how data scientists talk each other when they see the data, and if they want to talk about the type of the data, right? I hope you remember that we discussed about quantitative, qualitative with the multiple examples. So, with start of the session, I would like to know, do you guys have any questions from last two classes? I mean, last three classes. If you have any questions, do let me know. If not, I will proceed on today's session. Yeah, considering it as yes, I mean, there are no doubts. And let me ask you these questions. So let's see whether you remember the topic of yesterday or not, just to revise a bit. Okay. So I need your help to identify the type of the data for the column colors of car is.
Nominal.
Quantitative.
Qualitative, and I need the subtype also.
Nominal.
Yes, it's a nominal. So what about the example two?
Measurable. So it would be continuous.
Continuous.
Correct. It's a continuous. And what about this? Favorite sport?
Nominal.
Right. It's a nominal. So football, cricket, baseball, right? So we do have different categories. So that will be part of nominal. And distance to school,
Continuous.
whatever the values come to this column, right? It will be the kilometers or meters or miles, right? And which is measurable, and that is continuous. Types of tree,
Nominal.
right? So it is in nominal. Temperature is,
Continuous.
right, continuous. That's good. Like you remember the things, because from here on, if you see the data, this is how we need to talk. Whether it is a continuous or whether it is a nominal, ordinal, or discrete, right? So, as part of the first thing which we need to learn is as part of the machine learning flow, I will introduce the machine learning workflow first of all. Then I will talk about what is the first thing we'll discuss. So as part of the machine learning workflow, so machine learning, right? Machine learning, as we saw yesterday, also I have given certain examples and the definition also. Basically, it is will be giving the historical data to the algorithm, where the algorithm will learn patterns out of the data and will become a model. And this model will have the patterns in it. When it sees the new data, it will use those patterns to identify what is gonna be happening or what is gonna be the next thing gonna happen. It will predict the future. So that is what machine learning, which we understood yesterday, and I mean last three classes we were discussing on the same, right? Now we are talking about the project structure, how the project flow will happen. So first thing is like asking the right question, right? I mean, this question, maybe it comes directly from the client, or most of the times, right? It won't come from the client. So the the client will put up the problem in front of us, and we need to give a statement, a problem statement, converting the problem which is given by the client to the making it into a statement and the project statement, right? So complete machine learning project statement. What is this machine learning project about, right? That is what it talks about. I will discuss more on that. Okay, so that is the first step. And next step is preparing the data. Obviously, right? We're working on machine learning, it need historical data, which we just understood. Machine learning, right? It need historical data. So preparing of the data and selecting the algorithm. It has multiple algorithms, right? So when I showed the sample data to you guys, yeah, each one was saying a different pattern, right? One person was saying the name starts with P. One person is saying like the age of the people might be related to the fraudulent. Some people were saying like whether the card is issued and used is different places. So it's all different brains works in different areas, right? In the same way, we in machine learning also we'll have multiple algorithms. As part of this course, we'll be seeing those algorithms also. So hold on. So this is the algorithms and training the model, right? So the step which I explained also machine learning will give the historical data to the algorithm. Then it will get trained with the historical data to identify the patterns in it, right? So that is the training the model. And how we can say that whether it is a good model or bad model, right? Certain testing also has to be done, certain evaluation, certain metrics has to be there in order to say that the output whatever it is generating by the machine learning is okay to use, right? So testing the model also is required. So these are the complete workflow, how a machine learning project life cycle, I can say. But you need to remember that this is not like a traditional programming language. I mean, traditional applications, web application or desktop application. It is not like that. Whereas we use software engineering models, right? A waterfall model or and agile, multiple methodologies are there. This is completely experimental. We will be good in this step, right? We'll be doing this step and we'll proceed to the next step. And we'll be doing this step and we'll proceed to the next step. Where, I mean, in the traditional applications, right? In desktop or web application, before starting of the project, I know what the output is gonna come. So in the Jiras, when the product owner writes the Jiras and the Scrum Master, right, they write the Jiras and they specify what the output has to become, right? Here in machine learning projects, I mean, we cannot say this is the output gonna come for this data. It's experimental. So we'll proceed with this step and select the algorithm, then we'll proceed with this step. Training the model, we have came to till here, right? When we test the model, then only we will know that the model, whichever we have crossed 4 steps and we have reached to 5th step, in this step we'll know whether the model is good or not. What if it is good, then good, we can deploy in production, and that can be used as a real-time prediction model. What if, I mean, the most of the cases, right? So 70% cases it will fail in this step. Then what to be done if we fail in this step? Circle back. We'll go to the whiteboard and we'll start from the starting. We'll change the approach. We'll change the approaches. Like maybe the question is wrong, maybe the data is wrong, maybe the algorithm is wrong, maybe the way we are trying is wrong. Anything can go wrong, can lead to the bad model. So it is a repetitive process. It is not single straightforward process. It is a repetitive process. And as part of machine learning project, we need to maintain clear document, because project can be done in a month, or it may take 6 months also to build a model. We never know. In order to showcase what is the work we have done, right, we need to maintain a clear documentation saying that this is the first approach we followed, and we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this, we failed, and we went back and we came here and started again. Then we did this, we did this, we did this. Like that, we need to maintain the documentation. Is this machine learning workflow, the project workflow, is it clear for you guys?
I understand you.
Thank you, Scott and Manoj, for confirming. I mean, let me know, guys. I mean, everything is very critical for the course, right? You need to understand in detail. Until that, I'm happy to repeat.
Yeah, can you explain one more time, Prashant?
Yeah, sure, Madhu. You understood this step, right? Ask ask the right question.
Yes.
Basically, it's a problem statement. Okay.
Yeah, from yeah, whatever we
I will
made.
come to in detail of this step. Okay. Next coming is preparing the data. So we are working on machine learning project. We need historical data. So the data will be prepared, and we need to select algorithm. We need to train the model. Like by feeding this data to the algorithm, the output will be the model, and we'll be testing the model. Why we test the model?
Whatever we are asking, like it is giving proper.
To test our model.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Testing.
That's right, Madhu and Hariharan. Whatever you said is right. Basically, we are testing it, like testing the model. So we'll give some test data, and we'll see the prediction from the model, and we see good or bad. If it is the output is good, then fine, we can proceed. If it is bad, then we need to go back to the starting step, and again we need to do it by changing the things whatever we have done. Some mistakes we might have done, so we'll improvise the steps and we'll redo the project. Is this clear? This is what I was saying.
Yes, Prashant. But Prashant, here preparing data as algorithm, right? It will take like we will do like it will automatically it will pick.
So that's a good question. So right right now the things are automated, almost things, but still we need to do it. We need to prepare the data with the, yeah, I mean, that's a good question. We'll say that how we'll do that, preparing the data, right?
Yeah.
We'll understand during the course of time. We'll explain each step. how we'll prepare the data, and with the help of Python, SQL, whatever knowledge we have gained till now, right? We'll use those in order to prepare the data.
Okay.
And selecting the algorithm, yeah, this also I will go in depth in further classes. And training the model also I will explain you. You'll understand better, but in high level, try to understand in high level.
Okay.
Is it clear in high level?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Prashant, one question. Coming on to the selecting the algorithm, how you select? Is it based on a percentage, or is it based on a best match? Because again, it depends upon your data, how you are prepared your data. So, like there are n number of algorithms. How you match with your data as per the requirements.
Right. For that, we need to understand two things. One is we need to understand what data we are working on, and what algorithms are there, and each algorithm is specialized in what. If we understand that, we will be in a good situation to choose the algorithm. I will teach those things in the class, in the course.
Okay.
So one thing is data will specify which algorithm to choose, and if you know all type of algorithms, right? I mean, yeah, then we'll be in good shape to choose the algorithm. Today,
Prashant,
yeah,
any example to like for this one flow, like to remember, like to match?
yeah. I mean, I will explain. Each step, right, will spend multiple classes on each
Oh,
step.
oh, okay, okay.
Today, completely, we'll be focusing on this thing only. I mean, this is everyone thinks that what is problem statement only, right? Why I need to worry about it? It's just a paragraph. But if you are a real time experienced person, right? You need to know how best this problem statement has to be written. Uh, I mean, that will help you to represent the problem in nice way. And also in interview also they will judge by seeing the problem statement. They will just ask, what is the project you have worked on? This is the best thing you can say. I will come to that. I mean, today class is on this only. So this is the best thing to say. And if a client asks you, what is the project, what is the solution, right? This is the statement which we are going to discuss today, right? That is going to give you will be giving to client. Let's suppose if client is coming and giving the problem statement, then you need to be in a situation to understand it first. Without understanding, even though if you have a great knowledge in SQL, great knowledge in machine learning, Python, right, you will not be able to proceed at all, because we need to know the end goal, right? So that is why this is important, and we are discussing today. And there are certain guidelines for this machine learning workflow, right? Early steps are most important. This speaks a lot. Early steps means
Asking the right question.
these just a second, these two steps. A data scientist spent his 70% of time in these two steps.
That makes sense.
20% only on this thing, and 10% is something like representing the things in dashboards, all those stuff, right? That those the beautification stuff. So 70% will be spending here in this step. That is very important. We need to understand. That's why we need to be very strong in SQL and Python. And today, I mean, I was taking the interview for Gen AI developer. Every day I'm taking it because we do have many roles to be filled. And even though the job description talks about the Gen AI, agentic AI, machine learning, all this blah blah blah, all the keywords, but the core thing what I check first, right? First half an hour, the SQL and Python skills. If we are strong in those two, I mean, the people can do a very good job in the project. So that's why you need to understand early steps are important. Except to go backwards, right? That's what I said. Like there are chances that will be going back also. Data is never as you need it. Because historical data, right? I'm talking about historical data. Historical data means, I mean, if you remember like 10 years back, right? You will go to supermarket, you will buy the things and you'll come back. There is no data collection. And since since 7 or 8 years, right? I clearly see that if I go to any supermarket, they will collect my phone number, they'll collect my email ID, right? They are collecting the data. And the data, the historical data, these are some certain companies. If we talk about small general stores, right? They won't collect data. They don't have the data. Only the data they have is if we swipe with our card, right? That data will be there, but that is again bank related data, right? Which we will not be able to get. It's not publicly available. And the data formats also, whatever we collect the data, right? It will not be as good as if, for example, we go to restaurant and they collect the feedback, right? I mean, the people like you guys are decent and you will fill it up in nicely. I mean, if any one like a naughty guy has there, in place of phone number, he will just put all 10 zeros, right? And in place of a name, he may use something, he may write a song. I mean, the data is not perfect. Whatever the data, in real time data, whatever we take, it will not be perfect enough. We need to keep that in mind. And more data is better. By this time you understand, right, how important the historical data is. It's all machine learning is driven with historical data. So if we have more data, then we should be in a good situation. And don't pursue a bad solution. Reevaluate and fix or quit, right? So by seeing the solutions on one or two records, right, one or two rows or 10 20 rows, that is not sufficient at all. We need to have a certain strategy to test the model, and we need to accept if it fails, right? And we need to set up our managers or directors ideology also, that this is a reiterating process, this is not straightforward process, this may take more time. So we need to set up the mindset also, right? So we need to focus on this asking the right question, right, for today. So let's look into that. So what will be the question will have? The question will have the scope, target performance, context for usage, and how solution will be created. Define how solution will be created. So these are the things will be there in the solution statement, right? So once the problem statement given by the client, we need to build a solution statement to represent this is the solution we are gonna be doing. In those, we'll have the scope. What is scope? So basically, example, right? To predict if a person will develop diabetes, right? So scope and data sources, right? These are the things also we need to represent in the solution statement. Understand the features in the data, So whatever the data we have, and define critical features. What is features? This is again data science terminology. A column
Naming
will be,
area.
yeah. So
You go ahead.
go ahead, Hariharan.
You go ahead, Prashant. Sorry
Yeah,
for
no
this.
problem, no problem. Yeah. So basically, a column will be called as feature. Again, this is again a machine learning terminology. So in SQL and Python, we saw a table of data, right? Where we see columns. So here we call it as a feature. And we need to understand the features, because why we need to understand the feature. So this data science, right? I mean, earlier normal programming applications, web applications or something, desktop applications, anything, right? Mobile applications, all those stuff. We doesn't need to know about domain. No, domain knowledge is not required at all. They will say this is the output has to come. We write some code and we'll get that output. We doesn't need to bother about. I mean, we need to know, but at a minimum level. Whereas in comes to machine learning projects, right? It is completely tied with, coupled with domain knowledge. So the person will be called as data scientist. He should be having the knowledge of the domain. He should be having the knowledge in programming, both statistics also. Statistics, programming language, and domain. All three together will make a data scientist, or earlier they used to call as unicorn, but now Gen AI has come and everything is changed. But earlier they used to call as unicorn, and it is very hard at that time. Like I'm talking about the story of 7 6 7 years so back. So it was very hard to get a unicorn. And now, if we see domains means, can anyone tell me what and all domains we have? I mean, many domains like you can come, what you might have come across.
Healthcare,
Retail,
Banking.
FMCG, CPG.
Yeah.
e-commerce.
BFSI, banking domain.
Hmm, right. There are many domains, right? How should a developer will be domain expert? Because we are expert in programming and development and achieving the goals by delivering the solution, application solution. How we will be good enough in domain, right? I mean, not everyone is expert in all domains, right? So we need to have a minimal knowledge, and we need to request the client to provide a subject matter expert to discuss on the solution. And in that meeting, before the meeting, you need to do some groundwork. So you need to understand the basic of the domain, and you need to look into the data. You need to, by reading the feature name, there is column name, right? You need to understand, by seeing the data you will understand something. So you need to understand the data on your own, and you will have certain assumptions and understanding, right? In the subject matter expert meeting, you will clarify all those doubts. So I mean, you can say that based on my basic knowledge in the domain, this is what I understand. Is it correct or wrong? Right? So understanding of the features is, it's a big task. It is not that easy, because the data will be huge in always all machine learning languages, right? So you need to understand that many columns, like it may ranging from 20 columns to 200 columns. Sometimes it may exceed also. So we need to understand each and every column, right? And critical features, again, this also, either with our experience or with our domain knowledge, or with the help of subject matter expert, or after analyzing the data, will be able to understand this critical features. Critical features means which is driving the thing, and focus on risk population. So we need to understand the risk and select data source. I mean, if I want data, right, I can collect from multiple sources. Either I can download from internet, either I can go to Kaggle and I can download, either I can go to Git repo and I can download, either I can go to certain open source data which is giving by some universities, right? Different data sources and different places, and you need to identify which client you are working, how secure the data has to be, how the which data you can utilize better for this solution statement. And I mean, for this thing, right, person diabetes, right? So then we can take a PIMA Indian diabetes study. I mean, they give the data of the, I mean, not PII data, but certain data they provide open source, and that is one of the good source for this problem statement. And these are the things we need to do during the scope and data sources. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts.
No, I'm just getting why the SQL hackathon was important, because
Yeah,
all the steps are getting proved actually there.
right.
Prashant, what is risk population? I want to clarify.
Yeah, risk population means certain bad data will be there in our bad features will be there. If you take those things, right, it may spoil our complete work, right? It is good to identify before instead of taking, I mean, instead of understanding at the end, right? We can,
Okay.
how we can understand, again the same thing, based on our knowledge, based upon the data analysis, based upon subject matter expert comments, and based on the I mean, based on the client discussions, right? I will able to understand that.
Okay, Prashant. Which means null values, those are considered as a risk population in our data set.
Those are minimal risk. I mean, okay, let me give an example. Okay, risk population. For that, I need to explain you the business use case completely, and I need to give it. Yeah. Huh. I mean, risk population is again multiple scenarios. I mean, the column wise is one of the risk. Complete data wise itself, there might be risk. Let me explain you one of the scenario, right?
Yeah.
So we need to understand all these kind of risks. Okay. So I mean, if we take the share market in India, right? What is the time that share market runs?
9:30 to 3:30.
9 to 3, 3:30.
9 to 3:30, right? So 9 to 3:30 is the running time, right? And based on the historical data also, it will be same, 9:30 to 3:30 something, right? 9:30 to 3:30 is the thing, and machine learning will understand that it will run only 9:30 to 3:30. Is it a fact?
Yes.
Does every day is 9:30 to 3:30?
Except the weekends.
Yeah. Weekends also is a pattern. So even historical data will have on weekends it's a holiday. So that also machine learning will understand. Is still there any more exceptions?
Holidays, government holidays.
Holidays.
Again, holidays also, if I take 10 years of historical data, right? Then holidays also will be there in historical data, and that will be coming in. There are certain special cases, right? Where I mean, on Diwali or certain days they open up extended hours. Anybody know that?
Yes, yes, you are right. So they do it for 3 hours probably.
Right.
pre-Diwali trading or something they called, but I don't recall the name.
Dantera, something they call,
Something
and
like this, yeah.
yeah. So these are special cases, right? If my machine learning model, which buys from the share market and sells the share market, on Diwali also it thinks that 3:30 is ended and it may stop trading. But actual trading might be starting after 3:30 on that day, right? This is one of the risk. We may lose a lot of money because of that. There are chances that if the trading will continue during that days, the chances will be more. I mean, this is one of the example I'm saying. So these kind of exceptions will I mean, it is hard to understand. Remember, like, now I asked you a question, like, and we strictly said 9:30 to 3:30 because 9:30 to 3:30 is the common thing. That's why we remembered very clearly. But this Diwali time extension hours, right? Extended hours, these things will not remember, and similarly, machine learning also will not remember as such. So these kind of cases we can deal with the rule based special cases, right? These kind of special cases we will be dealing with the rules. So this is one of the risk. And I mean, if I talk with the use cases, right, there are many use cases, but we'll discuss these kind of use cases in further sessions. Is it clear, like, these kind of risks we need to identify at prayer?
Yes, Prasant.
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah. Okay. And as scope and data sources is clear, there let's discuss about the next thing is target performance. So I mean, in different applications, right? And in routine applications, you know what output has to be seen, right? That is fine. But here, the outputs, we need to calculate the performance of the model. I'm saying testing the model, right? How good and bad. In order to test, I need to have a metric, right? That metric and the metric output also. Out of 100%, how much the model is good? 60%, 70%, 80%, right? So this we need to define here. We need to give a promise to the client that I will make sure to build a model which is promising at least 70% pass rate. I mean, because everybody know that machine learning is not 100% perfect. I mean, it's works on based on historical data, certain unseen data, right? It will not know. I mean, the recent thing, right? Indigo flights. None of the machine learning algorithm was able to identify that tomorrow there will be Indigo flights will be cancelled. Right? These kind of incident no one can predict, and I mean the flight delays, all those stuff, right? It is highly difficult to predict. So that's why there are chances we need to keep a certain space. So 60 to 70% something we can say to the client, and this also we need to discuss with our business management, and we need to understand manually how much they are doing, how can we improvise. So let me give one more example on this performance target. Maybe we'll discuss in detail here. So based on the problem statement, what we are discussing is diabetes, to predict whether the patient is diabetic or not without seeing the doctor. The machine learning model should be able to predict it. So the answer is true or false, right? Whether the person is diabetic, yes or no, based on the data. We need to predict that. That is the machine learning model main aim goal. So general accuracy. I mean, without any knowledge, putting any knowledge also, I can guess. Yeah, he might, by seeing him, he might be suffering with diabetes. It's a random guess, right? It may be correct or wrong. There are 50-50 chances, right? If my machine learning model has cross and better than this 50%, then it is better than a random guess. Can I say that?
Yes.
random guess is 50-50 chances, right? Tomorrow whether there will be rain or not. Without evaluating, I can just say, yeah, tomorrow there will be rain. Chances of happening is 50-50, where either it can be rain or no rain. 50-50 is a random thing, right? So if it is more than 50%, then definitely by using the machine learning model, we are able to achieve better than the random thing. So that is what this number, I mean, not always will be representing this in solution statement, but it's good to have thing.
So getting probability, how
Yeah.
much probability?
All right. Next thing is context for usage. We have built the statement till here, right? So using PIMA Indian diabetes data, so we are specifying the data set, predict 70% are great accuracy, right? We are specifying the target performance, right? And we are saying the problem statement, which people will develop diabetes, right? Along with this, we need to have the context. Context means what we are doing actually, right? Here we are doing the disease prediction, and we can specify these wordings like medical research practices, all those stuff. We can include that knowledge also, and like there will be many variations of diabetes, right? So those also will be need to consider, and likelihood is used, right? So chances of getting improved, likelihood, you should not mention as will be able to predict 100%. Something wrong commitment we should not do. So these are the things we need to consider in the context, and we need to specify how solution will be created. I mean, it doesn't need to be that depth as such. We'll use this module in Python, this module in Python. I mean, not that level deep. We can specify what of the platform you are using, right? You are using Azure Cloud or GCP, right? Or you can say, I will be using Python programming, SQL programming in order to achieve this. You can say a little bit about the solution in high level, not in depth, in high level. So I mean, with this we got to here solution created. So now we'll see the whole solution statement, how it looks like after including the scope, performance, context, and solution statement. I mean, like a solution context, right? So this is how the complete solution statement will be look like. Using the machine learning workflow to process and transform PIMA Indian data to create a prediction model. This model must predict which people are likely to develop diabetes with 70 or greater accuracy. This is how the solution statement look like. It is combination of scope, data source, and how much target performance, and the context. Do you guys have any doubt on this? Let me know before we proceed.
It's clear, Prashant.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm client for you guys now, right? And I will be giving you a problem statement. I would like to hear each thing like a scope, data source, target performance, and the context. I would like to hear from you guys. Let's see. One after other, I will see. Okay. Let's understand the problem statement of a retail chain, right? So, yeah, let me come to the problem statement. So this is the problem that retail chain have the issue, and like retailers face frequent stockouts. Right, when you go to the shop and to buy a thing, that product is not available. That is what the problems facing by the this shop, the supermarket, and overstocking. Like not they are having the stock more than the need due to inaccurate demand estimation across stores and seasons. So this is the problem statement. Now our job is to convert this problem statement to solution statement. First of all, let's try to understand the scope. Can anyone want to explain what is this problem? I mean, just whatever is there in
So
simple words.
yeah, they are like not predicting the customers to like which one they are buying, and they are either they are making less stock, or like
Hmm.
they are over stock they are keeping, but based on seasons, like it will vary the product buying.
Exactly. That is correct. That is right understanding.
So,
So I mean, yeah.
the main issue is sometimes actually when they ask about the product, it might be not available.
Hmm.
And sometimes actually when they just don't ask, then that's already overstock. So sometimes, you have expiry and all such cases, and it
Hmm.
just goes
Hmm.
and it's a workout.
Perfect. So till now we discussed about the problem, right? Now let's talk about the solution now. Can anyone want to? I mean, nothing related technical. It's all think as you are a shop owner and just
Yeah.
think like how
So
you can solve the problem.
so first we need to like count or assume like based on season how many people are coming, which product they are buying. So
Hmm.
based on that, we can predict, and we can fill the stocks.
And again, depending upon the age, type of customers, and
Hmm.
Yeah, like
festivals and the seasons,
Hmm.
yeah, all things to be considered. And even some sudden something comes up suddenly, so yeah, that also you have to take it into account. So, and again, your area, the climate, the vicinity, everything comes into picture.
Right. Madhu and Sai has come up with the multiple features, right? These are all features. Age, right? I mean the season, climatic condition. I mean there are many things they talk about. All these are features. These are columns in my data set, right? This data has to be there. Okay, I got the data. What is next?
Target
the algorithm.
performance. Target.
How we can provide the solution in general, like as a store owner, what do you think?
Like we have to
So,
check whether regarding each quarter, each season, how the product should be delivered. So that we need to give the solution. So mainly we have to check, predict like this much stock for this season, like autumn and summer, winter, like that need to be predicted by the shop owner.
Perfect.
and the other way out is just taking the feedback, survey questionnaires, as the shopkeepers do. Of course, when you go for a big retail chain, they just take your phone numbers, collecting the data, and just analyzing or
Hmm.
having a survey questions. So
Yeah.
you just go for trend.
Yeah, right. Arjun and Sai mentioned that we need to analyze the historical seasonal data. We need to perform historical seasonal data analysis and feedback analysis in order to get the solution. That's very good. Like whatever we discussed in high level. Now, one thing based on the discussions, what I was able to collect information is, first of all, we need to have the sales data, right? So basically the shop's sales data we need to have. So that is the one of the data source, right? And scope, right? Scope, in order to identify the scope, we need to understand the shop, basically, like shops metadata, like shop information. What is the size of the shop? When they promote, when they give some sales promotions, right? These and all will be the scope. We got the scope, we got the data source. Now performance, as we are not much familiar on the performance, just understand like around 60% of sales maybe will be able to increase, something like that. Okay. And context,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, the performance again based upon the nearby shopkeepers or the shops actually how they are performing. With that data also you can just see and target your performance.
Yeah, size, complicating the data set. I mean, that is good. That is how we need to predict. So this is comes again into the data source, right? Not only
Yeah.
this shop, around surrounding shops data also. I mean, real estate works in that way only. Like, I mean, if I want to put a coffee shop, easy way is to analyze where the coffee shops are more, then we can put there, like it will run automatically, right? So that's a very good point, Sai. That's correct. So we need to increase the dimensions of the data. That is one step. Yeah, that's good. And context, right? So here, I mean, we discussed many problems, and let's discuss about the stock outs and overstocking, right? Why it is happening?
Because of inaccurate
Because of
demand
not
estimation.
proper data collection of those.
Perfect. So I can say as improper inventory planning, right?
Yes.
Improper inventory planning. And as someone also mentioned, like if it is expired, and we need to remove those, right? Replenishment, right? Improper inventory planning and replenishment. And so these are the context for the solution, right? If you do a proper planning and if you perform replenishment right properly, then this problems will be go out. And yeah, solution creation, right? I mean, we need to talk about little bit about solution. Of course, we are not much familiar on the solutions, so let's forget about that. That's good. Like we are able to analyze a lot, and we are able to come up with multiple things. I will just showcase the example of the solution statement. We will build a machine learning model, right? We can start with this statement because we are building a solution to forecast product level demand. Product level demand. So if we know the demand, then I can stock properly, right? So based on the historical data, right? Based on the historical sale, promotion, seasonality, and store metadata, scope, right? And from POS and ERP systems. So, I mean, whatever data we are talking about, sales data, right? It will be there with ERP system because every shop will scan and will give it to the customer, right? While selling. So they have the data. The ERP systems will be having the data. So that is the source data. And we have discussed about the scope. And here, I mean, the scope includes daily demand prediction, say, SKU store level, right? It is again related to the scope of the details. And target performance on the test data. So here we are specifying that whatever the performance we are achieving is with the test data, right? And predictions will be used in inventory planners through dashboard for replenishment decisions. There's certain extra information like how the solution we're gonna represent. So even in today's interview, I have asked this question like, you are doing machine learning or GenA, what are stuff, right? How you are showcasing to user, right? We need to have a certain platform, either by Power BI dashboard or either by a UI certain screen, right? that is the spot we can identify, is it a real experience or a fake experience, right? So, and the solution will be created using time series regression models. Of course, you are not much familiar, so I will discuss all this stuff, and deployed via scheduled batch interface. So inference. So I mean, these things, certain technical things we'll be learning throughout the things, but till this we are good, we are able to predict it. That's good. Do you guys want to discuss one more problem statement?
Yes.
Sure, that'd be helpful.
Okay. So let's discuss one more problem statement before I end the session, right? So the next is the banking domain. So earlier was retail. So in banking domain, I mean, this is a common problem, right? Banks incur financial losses due to approving loans for higher risk customers with low low prepayment probabilities.
Yeah, you're describing a real problem that happened in 2008, right?
Right, recession. Yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, yeah, I mean, still I see these problems are a lot. I mean, where the politicians can influence the banks and they can get the money, and they, I mean, they end up not repaying it, and government will waive off that loans and will save the bank. So these things and all is routine thing, which happens. But if bank has come and with the problem statement to solve to us, as we are machine learning developers, so how we can solve is the thing we'll discuss. Okay, so first of all, the data source. What kind of data set will be helpful for us?
Customer data
Customer data.
Perfect.
for risk profiling.
Right, customer data and
Repayment data, maybe. What is the pattern?
right. So the transactional data, right? Where taking the loan or repaying the loan, when he's taking money, when he's depositing money, all this information.
Credit score. Yeah.
Yeah, credit bureau reports, credit score, right? All this information will be part of data source. And the scope, I can specify the bank related information, right? And again, the next thing is the performance, target performance, that it's okay that we can ignore for now. And context of usage, right? So I mean, what is the solution we need to provide to them in order to save him from this problem?
Is somebody a reliable person to loan money to? Will they be able to repay it?
Perfect. We need to analyze the profile of the person, right? When this will happen?
KYC. Know your customer with
Or
taking the data.
CIBIL score
When
of
they
the
apply
person.
for loan, maybe.
Yeah, when they apply for a
I
loan.
got the right answer from Hariharan. So when the person applies loan, right? Right, at the time we need to have a intelligent mechanism to analyze all this historical data, KYC, credit score, all this data, right? All this thing analyze and say whether to approve his loan or not. So basically we need to have a solution, loan approval decision ML model, something like that, right? And of course, like solution, as we are not much familiar with algorithms, all those things. Solution, let's not talk about that. Yeah. So context of usage and scope and data source, we are clear. Let's see the solution. Okay. So we'll develop a classification model So I mean, this is certain again technical thing. I will explain further classes to predict the loan default probability, right? Loan defaulter. If I able to predict that, right, then I can save a lot of money to the bank using customer demographics, right? Data set. I'm talking about data set. Demographics is something like the details of the person, whether what is his profession, what is his yeah, family details, and address, all those things, right? Credit history, one of the important thing, right? Credit history, how many loans he has already from different banks, what credit cards he used, and what loans he's carrying, home loan, car loans, all those things. Transaction behavior, right? You guys has mentioned this, right? Based on the historical transactions and bureau data, it is something more sensitive, and this also will be part of our machine learning model. And the scope covers new loan applications, right? I mean, we can do with the existing loan applications also, but for now we are deploying a new solution, right? So which can help in the new application, and who is going to take the loans and the target performance. So area under curve, I will explain later. No need to worry. And while maintaining the regulatory explainability, the model will be used by credit officer, right? Who approves the loans, right? Yeah, my father is a credit officer. Yeah, during loan approvals, and the solution will be created using supervised ML algorithms with, I mean, this SHAP. I mean, I will discuss about that, like explainability. So this is one more module. Basically, we use to understand how the model is behaving, because everyone says that it is a black box. We don't know what will happen, right? But with the help of SHAP, we'll be able to understand the model behavior, why it is taking those kind of decisions, right? And so that is what it is saying. And this is how you guys are on track. You guys are able to understand the problem, and you guys are able to in a situation to understand the data sources, what needs to be collected. You guys are able to understand how the solution has to be provided, right? And this is how the solution statement looks like. And yeah, I mean, this is what I thought to cover today, guys. Like to understand the first step, asking the right question. And I mean, we discussed many things, I mean, multiple use cases, right? Retail, banking, and the healthcare thing. It takes a certain time to digest, and I mean, just go through once the recording, right? One more time, just to remember the four keywords, right? Scope, data source, context, and the performance, and how the solution is created. So these are the four keywords, and in each in each thing, right, I have explained with an examples also, how we'll understand how the ideology behind, right? Once, I mean, this is like something when you learn cycle at the initial ages, right? We'll never forget it. Even though we are driving car since years, we'll never forget the cycling, right? It is something like similar. You need to feed it at the starting only. So feed this thing in the brain, so that you can able to represent in the interview or anyone, to your higher manager or higher officer, right? So you'll be able to explain the solution statement properly. And these are the things I thought to cover today, guys. Like let me know if you have any doubts, or if you don't have any doubts, if you feel free to drop off. Good night or good day wherever you're joining from, and thank you, and we'll meet tomorrow with a new topic.
Thanks, Prashant.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Prashant.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Prashant, I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So first of all, the yesterday class recording was not at all available. I believe the 4 minutes recording is available.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
that is one. The other one is that coming on to the algorithms. So is it mandatory that we should be having statistics knowledge, or you would be just guiding towards that kind of algorithms or the steps how we will be going on with that?
We do have statistics as part of the course. So I will be explaining whatever, I mean, how much level we need. I will not go to back to schooling and to teach, but I will be touching up the basic stuff, whichever is required to understand the algorithms. Because Gen AI, right? Just giving the question and giving the answer. That's okay, right? That is what I need to know to use it. But as we are saying, representing as data scientists and Gen AI developers, we should know what is happening and behind. So that's where we'll be looking one step deep into statistical formula, how it has been built, and we'll be learning throughout the course. That is part of the course. I will explain those things.
Yeah, because in statistics there are n number of like methods to get. Of course, while just doing also, if we just say mathematical induction, binomial theorem, or like you can say probability. So it again depends upon the requirements and what case scenario you have, and there again you just choose the algorithm what's the best. So as per the financial, as per the retail, so do you have something like these algorithm or these statistical methods will be just good for this particular thing, so that will be
Correct.
explained. Okay, good.
Yeah, will be explained from basic level, assuming like we never learned statistics, right? From that scratch to a comfortable level to understand the algorithm. So we'll take you to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that the same status we have to convert into a program while writing the algorithm and get the output and see. Am I right?
No. So we
Okay.
will not be using those formulas or anything anywhere. Python has built modules already.
Hmm.
So implementation wise, Python code wise, it's one two liner. That's it.
Oh,
In one
okay.
liner, I can get the algorithm to run and train the data.
But we have to understand what
Yeah,
exactly it does.
exactly. Writing the
Like,
code is simple here, but
yeah.
understanding wise, it will take hours.
Like flow control or the traceability, actually what it does, actually each step how you have just explained, and that loops and so we will be
Mm.
going with that scenario.
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
thanks Prashant. Good, thanks.
And Prashant, for this critical right, like data science, we started yesterday. We have any document or like to remember because we are discussing a lot of theoretical things, right?
Right. Yeah.
Naming conventions. At least if we have any a document, like whenever we will go, we will search it more examples or definitions, what we need to say whenever it is comes, right?
Yes. I do have the documents ready for all the classes because
Oh,
multiple batches has been taken, right? This
yeah,
is the common question everyone asks. So I do have it. I will upload it soon. Next week, I
yeah,
will be starting uploading to LMS.
yeah, sure, Prashant. Because right, we discussing with like quality,
Correct.
quantity.
Yeah.
This
That's common.
at least we need to some remember names and
Correct.
definitions, how it is
Right.
works.
Correct. That's right. That is required. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Prashant, will that document cover what wasn't in class? Because like somebody else said, there's like 4 minutes of the class, and it's all. I assume the recording is just not didn't get created. So will that document cover that portion of
Yeah.
the class? Okay, cool.
Sure. I will do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Prashant, the workflow what we have just discussed at the start onset of the class, so is it for the all the models it will be the same, or it will vary as per your
Machine
model? What?
learning, it's same for everything.
Okay.
Okay, guys. If there are no doubts, I will end the session. Let's meet tomorrow, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
Prashant, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.